Coming up, there's some underhand tactics.
Play fair.
Did I have to play fair?
You
No
do
one
have
ever
to play.
said I had to play fair.
Team Phil, Team Phil.
As we do whatever it takes.
Would you mind sitting down on the floor?
How much is it? I'll pay.
To come out on top.
God, you'd have thought I knew a thing or two.
You were being creative, weren't you?
If I was a betting man, I might just bet on myself.
Today, we're off to the attractive market town of High Wycombe in Buckinghamshire.
There must be funny teachers in High Wycombe.
Why?
Both Jimmy Carr and James Corden went to school in High Wycombe.
Oh, my God, Phil's facts
Phil's
again.
facts.
Do you remember when we met James Corden?
In Fulham.
Could have been in Fulham, yep. Do you think all this chatting in car is down to James Corden, or do you think he nicked the idea from us?
Ah, I reckon he nicked it from us.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Only joking, James. Of course, he gets to speak to famous people in his car. I just get you. Anyway, we're off to meet the Hamilton family, who are Mum Carly and Dad Phil.
Way!
Both managers in the electronics industry, and their 3 daughters, Poppy, Lottie and Cassie. This happy family have lived in their 4-bed semi for the last 8 years, but a certain debate has reached boiling point.
I definitely want to love this house.
I definitely want to list this house. I hate this house. It just doesn't work.
For Carly, that starts downstairs, in the unsociable living space.
The house is an odd layout. There's been an extension. It doesn't flow.
You've got a whole big wall between you and the kitchen, so if Carly's in there, it's completely, she's cut away from us.
Whilst they both agree the house doesn't work, they can't find common ground on a solution.
I don't really see the benefit in moving to a different house and listing this property when everything we have here, we can make it the perfect house. The debate has been going on for, I would say, quite a few years.
And it's got worse as the family has grown. With 3 daughters now, the house is feeling the strain, which leads us to the next bone of contention, the single family bathroom. But it's not the girls causing the problem.
Who's in there?
Phil likes to spend an awful lot of time in the bathroom. Not quite sure what he does in there, to be honest with you.
I should say that the bathroom is the only room in the house that has a lock on it.
Poor guy just wants some peace and quiet.
But that's not the only problem upstairs.
Our youngest daughter is in a tiny room that you can't even fit a single bed in at the moment.
They do agree that they love living close to the local school and close to grandparents. In fact, opposite.
When we need childcare in a rush, they're always there, and that's good. Yeah. When we need tomato ketchup, they've always got some.
Whatever happens, the house could do with some love. Judging by the 5-year-old masking tape in the bedroom, that's not going to happen anytime soon if it's left to them.
DIY and Phil just do not merge.
Carly writes lists for me for things that need to be done and then shows me them 3 years later as not being done.
I need Kirsty to whip Phil into shape.
Fear not, Carly. I'm pretty good at whipping Phil's into shape.
I have no doubt in my mind that Phil is going to find the perfect property.
I am 100% convinced that Kirsty and I can come up with a proposal to Carly that will convince her hands down. There's a new Kirsty and Phil dream team coming.
Watch out, Mr. Spencer. You've got competition.
Right, here we are.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to see you. Oh, hi, Phil. Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you, Phil.
Come on inside.
Thank you. We need
Sorry
to.
about
It
the
is
weather,
cold
yes.
and wet.
This 4-bed semi is on a lovely road, and I can already see bags of potential inside.
But I'm seeing a lot of nice streets around here, Kirsty, filled with dream homes better suited for a family of 5. First things first, though.
Who wants to love, who wants to list?
I definitely want to list it.
OK.
I'm Team Phil.
And I definitely want to love it, so I'm Team Kirsty.
Carly, why do you want to move?
I hate the house.
OK, that'll do. Fine.
I hate the interior. It's been neglected for the last 8 years, and we don't have a big enough room for our 3rd daughter upstairs. She currently lives in a box, and I think we desperately need another bathroom. Phil likes being in the bathroom. don't you? And then when you've got 3 teenage girls put into the mix as well, at some point in the future, it's just going to be a nightmare.
Carnage.
Yeah.
That's right.
The layout is absolutely rubbish downstairs. It's not an open plan, livable area for us as a family. I'm often stuck in the kitchen. So I would like that to be
So
different.
to have a big family kitchen where you could hang out together and...
That's exactly right.
Whereas, Phil, you're quite happy here.
Yes, I think the house is a perfect location for us with the school. We've got a really good sized property, nice garden around it, and most importantly, a lot of potential.
And, Carly, your parents also live on the road. How do you feel about leaving all of that?
The school is perfect.
Oh, God, the parents aren't?
So the parents are perfect too, but we don't actually have to have them living opposite us. Most families don't.
I would always be reluctant to alter that, but Phil, you'll have to be very careful because we know what you're like.
Well, with distances.
With distances, yeah. He'll have you in Northampton before you know what's happening.
Yeah.
I do like to go the extra mile. Is that a crime?
A previous extension to the side of the house added on a separate small dining room, utility and loo, but left the dated kitchen cut off in the middle of the house.
So I can see why she feels a bit stuck. But it's kind of open. You could improve it.
No, you
could open it.
You want to knock it through and then have that so that that goes onto the garden.
On the other side of the kitchen is the living room, which has plenty of space, but most of it's wasted.
Originally, this was the dining, so there was probably a hatch. Look, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was something.
Oh, look, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, you'd have thought I knew a thing or two. That was the hatch. This was the dining area. That was the little kitchen. That was the house.
And at some point, somebody thought they wanted a bigger living room and a smaller kitchen. Actually, nowadays, family life has changed again, and people want bigger kitchens and smaller living rooms.
You could basically have a huge kitchen, sitting room, dining room, and then just this rather nice petite
And that's
TV
perfect.
room.
It's not even petite. That's a perfectly nice sized living room.
Oh, Phil, you may have had an idea that I wouldn't have thought of myself.
Well, you would have got there eventually. She catches up now and again.
Well, behind every great man, we set up our cameras to see how the family used the disconnected layout downstairs. In the evening, Phil and the girls spent 67% of their time together in one end of the living room, as opposed to only 5% for Carly. She spent 55% of the evening in the kitchen, all alone. The only true communal space is the dining room, where they spend 33% of their evenings together. But they want to be together more. Creating a spectacular open-plan kitchen, living dining area would help achieve that. I've got 60k, but even with such a healthy budget, finding a solution to the long list of issues here is going to be tricky.
So you've got to find an extra bathroom somewhere in here.
Well, I think it's in here. This is the bit that goes on forever.
Right.
I'd like to look at a dormer.
Yeah.
While that might solve the bathroom battle, there's another one brewing across the landing, as 3-year-old Cassie won't always be happy in the smallest bedroom.
It's not that tiny.
Yeah, but she's going to grow out of the cot.
It's because that bit is jutting out. But if you built in a lovely built-in bed there, and then at the end a little wardrobe...
You make it all sound very quaint and sweet, but it ain't going to work.
I don't see why not.
Oh, this room's huge. No wonder she's upset.
Because of the window, you can't cut into that room.
I think you'll have to try.
I'm giving her all the ideas today. So I better get thinking about how I'm going to use my 700 grand budget to find a family home that has equal-sized bedrooms for the girls, enough bathrooms, plus a downstairs that works for everyone.
But don't forget, they'll have to fork out a whopping 25 grand extra in stamp duty and £8,500 in moving and legal costs. That's 33.5 grand that could be spent on making their dream home here next to the grandparents and the school.
Well, we've had a good look around. I think it's easy to see that a move is on the cards for us, Carly. It's no problem whatsoever. I think the house has done its job, hasn't it? It's seen you through the early years of small children and grandparents next door, but now it's time for pastures new, I'm afraid.
Definitely.
Never mind.
I'm quite confident that there's a plan. There are ways in which you could end up with a considerably bigger, more practical house. I'm concerned about budget, knowing how much needs to be done. But we'll see. We will see.
When it comes to my search, what am I going to be looking for? What's going to do it for you?
Definitely open plan living space downstairs, 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms upstairs and a toilet downstairs.
No problem at all.
Great.
I'd say this one's pretty evenly matched, Kirsty.
I definitely think Phil's going to find me the house of our dreams.
You would. But none will be as perfect for us as the one that we will have at the end of the work.
Do you know where we are, Phil?
Well, I did drive here. I followed sat-nav.
It's absolute within commuting distance of London and Oxford.
Yeah.
2 of the priciest cities, frankly, in the world.
I still don't think that it's going to be exactly what I need for us to be able to stay.
Do you think you've got the budget to find something better than this once I've finished with it?
Well, it depends how much money you spend on this. Play fair.
Did I have to play fair? No one ever said I had to play fair.
It makes me a bit sad when I see how Carly looks at our house, to be honest, because she's kind of grown to resent it a little bit.
In High Wycombe, Phil Hamilton is determined he can convince his wife Carly to love their 4-bed semi.
I don't understand why Carly can't see how we could make this house so perfect for us.
I couldn't agree more. So with a budget of 60 grand, I'm going to help to do just that.
Meanwhile, Carly has clearly had enough.
The downstairs doesn't work for us as a family. The upstairs doesn't work for us as a family. It just doesn't work, full stop.
That's my cue. And with a budget of 700 grand, I'm determined to show them family homes with equal-sized rooms for the girls, enough bathrooms and a sociable living space.
You excited about today?
Very excited.
Is Phil in the back?
Yes, very much so.
I haven't been able to get him out to go and actually visit properties.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to be able to get him inside one today.
Don't you worry. We'll have this sorted in the blink of an eye.
Team Phil, Team Phil.
Well, with that rallying cry, I'm taking them on an 8-minute drive down the road to the charming village of Great Missenden to see a huge house which is still close to the grandparents and the girls' school.
So, to kick things off, it's a very large, mid-70s detached house.
Okay.
You can see ample parking, and you've got an interesting layout because we are on a hill, so it makes the most of the views, but it gives it kind of quirky feel inside.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, it's bigger than I expected, to be truthful, so...
Well, we're in the hunt for space, aren't we? So
Yeah.
that's good.
First impressions are good.
Come on in.
It's laid out over 4 levels, which generates a real feeling of extra space, and it's under budget at $685,000. There are 4 good-sized bedrooms, plus a bathroom and the extra ensuite that Carly's desperate for at home. Down a floor, there's flexible living space with a grown-up lounge, connected to a kid's playroom, opening out onto a secluded garden. And down a few more steps, there's a large dining kitchen.
Come on in. Through your entrance hallway, and you start to see it is a slightly quirky layout.
Okay.
On different levels. Downstairs living here.
Okay.
But come into the kitchen to start with.
Nice.
It's a big kitchen.
Yeah.
It's a long kitchen. And, of course, it's got the family space
Yeah.
that you don't have.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a better space than our current kitchen.
Yeah, I can recognise that. But I can already feel maybe the house is a little bit, I don't know, topsy-turvy or...
It is a unique layout, but it offers plenty of usable space for a busy family.
So up onto the kind of semi-second level, we've got the living spaces. So this is more of the adult living room, but it links through into the kids' playroom.
It's a good sociable area, definitely. But I don't know if I would get the same situation as I currently have in our house, where I would be downstairs in the kitchen doing all of the cooking and the rest of them would all be up here.
It's an improvement on what they have currently, but the downstairs isn't quite nailing it. So now for my trump card, the 3rd and 4th floors.
This is good.
Yeah. The bedrooms are awesome.
That is that's quite impressive, I have to say, yeah.
So you almost said
Unbelievable.
And you did stop yourself, but you...
I just had something in my throat.
Kirsty's in serious trouble.
Exactly where we like her.
Well, I like Hugh buying the drinks, and it's very early days, so don't get too excited, Phil.
This is over 50% bigger than their current upstairs, so no matter how they rearrange the bedrooms at home, they can never match the extra space here.
You think of our little Cassie's bedroom at the moment, it's probably like this, so to have a room like this size would be amazing for her. She'd love it.
Storage.
They seem pretty impressed. I mean, rightly so, too. They're tackling it with an open mind.
Oh, wow. Can you imagine one of the girls having this room?
It'd be Poppy, wouldn't it? And she would be blown away. She'd love this.
Come and join me. How did you get on?
Good. Upstairs is fantastic.
Yeah.
Downstairs, definitely.
Yeah, we're less keen.
Is that because of the quirkiness, the layout?
I think so, yes. I don't mind the way the kitchen joins to the dining room to this. I think that's actually quite nice, but it's still very separated.
So if you can find the upstairs that we've got at this property on some different properties where they've got slightly better downstairs, then I definitely think we're going to be able to persuade Phil to move.
That's absolutely fine. I can work with all of that.
I have faith
We'll see
in
who
you.
wins in the end.
We will indeed. And once you see my plans to create your forever home, the only winners will be Team Lovett.
The problem is, I don't want to hand over plans which disappoint, but nor do I want to hand over plans which cost a fortune.
They have a substantial budget of 60 grand, but a long wish list.
If this was made into the dining area, that wall goes, I think it would be spectacular.
I can show them how to create everything on their wish list, but keeping it within budget is going to be my challenge.
Your house is a conundrum.
OK,
It's not massively easily resolved. But that is a concept for downstairs.
The simplest solution for a better living space here is to knock through the current kitchen into the sitting room, creating a snug grown-up room at the front of the house and a big open-plan kitchen diner across the back. The old dining room then becomes a separate study or kids' TV area, giving them all the extra space they need.
For any family with 3 kids, that's a very good use of the space.
I think downstairs is exactly what we need and want.
Yeah.
Carly, being quiet.
I think that that would still be a dead space.
The study.
Yeah.
You could take down this wall. Now, this is an original outside wall of the house. It is not a cheap thing to do. But if you did that, you would obviously have a much bigger kitchen diner.
Now upstairs. To solve the toilet troubles, I suggest building a dormer onto the master bedroom, creating the perfect space for an ensuite. Cassie's bedroom could then be made bigger by moving the wall a metre into Lottie's room next door, giving all 3 girls good-sized rooms. But this part of the plan is costly and does have its issues.
There is an element that there's 2 compromised rooms with slightly odd windows.
Yeah, I get that.
What's your feeling on this situation?
Personally, I would still want her to have more space.
Yeah.
I think for me, I'm a little bit scarred by this layout because I used to have this bedroom over the stairwell.
I feel guilty if we get a lovely, nice ensuite and it's at the cost of Cassie getting
Oh,
real
for
space.
God's sake! You should not feel guilty about having a nice bathroom.
They can come and have a shower in it occasionally.
That's the love.
I mean, I genuinely don't think you are depriving any of your children of anything. Look at this house. It's completely full of love. I'm going to leave you to think about this. We need to stay in touch. I know there's a lot to absorb, but I think it's very doable, A, and very saleable, B. OK?
Okay.
Remember which team you're on.
I won't forget, but we really need to work on Carly and hope she forgets she was ever on Team Listed.
I like some of the ideas of Kirsty's in the plans, but I'm not convinced by everything, I'm afraid.
What would you find in a different house?
Well, that's what time will tell. Roll on, Phil.
Yes.
Carly really wants to move house, doesn't she? I don't think I've come across a couple before who were so determined to do one or the other thing. I cannot call this one. I really can't, but I'm going to give it my best shot. Well, 2 months on, Team Lovett's chances have been given a real knock. Planning permission for the dormer and ensuite has been turned down. Undeterred, they've opted for a supersized kitchen living diner plan downstairs, and they're extending Cassie's room into Lottie's, giving her the additional space she needs.
Oh dear, Kirsty. If I remember rightly, the extra bathroom was a real deal breaker for Carly, and now it looks like it won't happen. Something to keep in mind as we set off to see my second property.
That's a bit of a blow, isn't it?
It's a huge blow, which means Team List It has just got stronger.
But let me stress for Team Love It, we haven't said no, we just have to rethink about how we can do it. Okay. So we've split the project into 2 phases.
You've thought this through, but basically we don't believe you.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's Kirsty, by the way? I really miss her.
She can't help you now, Phil. You're in Team List It territory at the moment. For my second property, I want to show Phil and Carly what's available if they widen their search area. So I brought them around 20 minutes down the road to the other side of High Wycombe, and a house that's over twice as big as their home will be after the build.
We have a nice, big, detached house. I thought it was quite attractive.
It is attractive.
I agree, a curb appeal is spot on.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
What I was really wanting to sort out today, given your reactions of the first house that I showed you, is the combination between the living space and the bedroom space.
Okay.
I think I've done it.
Okay.
Good. Let's
Come
get
and have a
in.
look.
Let's see.
To get that balance right, I've pushed them to the top of their budget of 700 grand, but it's worth every extra penny. With 4 double bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, the upstairs here is more than matched by the fantastic living area downstairs. There's a cosy lounge, plus an extra sitting or playroom, a utility and another loo, but at the heart of this home is the incredible kitchen diner.
This is really why I chose this house to show you.
Yes.
It's the big, open family space.
This is lovely. Oh, I could just imagine myself being here. I love this.
It's a proper kind of hub of home here because you can see everyone. You're still connected, but kids are doing homework, somebody's watching telly.
How much is it? I'll pay.
Oh, really?
This is so nice.
It is top of budget, so this is 700,000.
Okay.
Yeah. It's well designed, I have to say that.
You like it?
It's hard not to like it.
Yeah.
But would we want to live further away from the school, further away from your work? I think as we walk round, that's what's going to be in my mind.
Admittedly, it's 6 miles away from school, grandparents and their social network, but let's see how they feel about that after they've seen the upstairs.
Okay, double bedroom.
Wow. Loads of wardrobe space. Is that then the ensuite? Wow, it's huge. I could have a disco in here.
It's literally bigger than our family bathroom at our house.
See, this is what I'm missing in my life.
So true, Carly. While you dance for joy in any one of your 3 disco bathrooms,
This is lovely.
I'd better update Kirsty.
2 en-suites, plus a family bathroom, plus a downstairs loo. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. How did you get on upstairs?
It's a fantastic house.
It's pretty good, but we're not 2 minutes or 5 minutes from the school and our network. We're 20 to 25 minutes away.
If it was closer to the school and it was at the same price, would you be having a conversation about maybe we should think about buying it?
100%.
Yeah.
We would definitely be more.
100%.
There's a lot of what-ifs, Phil. Now you've just got to try and find it.
Trust me, Kirstles, I know what I'm doing.
I have to say it's completely opened my eyes as to what is possible.
Kirsty, watch out.
I'm watching and still convinced that once your house is finished, you won't be going anywhere. Just 2 months after they embrace my plans, work is in full swing and I'm back to see how things are looking.
Wow. This is sensational. There's the utility down there, downstairs loo, and then this really fantastic space, dining area, kitchen, direct access through to the French doors. It works. It's actually really exciting.
To expand the kitchen, the old living room has been partitioned off, creating a great grown-up snug. But it has left a couple of slightly awkward alcoves.
It looks like that's slightly narrower than that, but this is fantastic. Just shows sometimes you make a room by building up a wall, not knocking it down.
In a room with an unusual shape or odd nooks and crannies, it can be difficult to maximise its full potential, but there are solutions. Recessed walls, such as underneath a staircase, cry out for useful open shelving. Alcoves can be repurposed with handy cupboards, hooks or a seat, ensuring every inch of the house works for you. With that in mind, I have a cunning and cost-effective plan for what was the smallest bedroom. Kylie and Phil went ahead with the option of moving the wall to make the room bigger, but it still has a slight problem that needs resolving.
How do we utilise this? This is literally one of the most universal problems in the UK. 3 or 4 bed houses where the 3rd or 4th room has this bulkhead, which is the stairs going up.
Buying and customising a cabin bed so it fits above the bulkhead could make this wall usable and fun.
If you go higher, the bed can go full length. Here, you could have shelves, which is great. That might be the cheapest option. And what you do is you just ask the builders to cut its back legs off, which they would easily be able to do.
Yeah.
Because they just fasten it to the wall.
I really love that design, actually. I'm 6 years old, that's like a dream bedroom to have that.
One key thing to remember when using a space in a new way is head height.
Phil, you don't mind getting your trousers dusty.
No.
Would you mind sitting down on the floor?
Okay.
Okay, just... Right, now let's just measure him sitting up. So, 90.
90.
You know what I'm going for? Head clearance. It is nice to sit up in bed. But that's what we're talking about, 90.
So let's use your marker
That
on
is,
the wall.
yeah, so let's mark it there.
So
the top of the mattress,
Needs to
give or
be
take about that.
here?
Yeah. 140
140 is our
Yeah.
max height.
is our max.
that is a really good, valid point that I
Yeah.
would never have considered.
Yeah.
Was worth sitting on the floor for, to be honest.
Problem solved, but the bedroom rejig has had a knock-on effect.
Basically, the next door room has now become a bit of a problem because it has reduced in size. Trying to now find where to put the bed in that room has now become a bit of an issue.
The quest for equal-sized bedrooms is turning into a case of robbing Peter to pay Paul. It transpires that Carly's motivation stems from having the smallest bedroom herself when she was a girl.
When you were lying in that teeny tiny room,
Yes.
what did you want for your room?
Slightly bigger.
Well, she's certainly created 2 more evenly matched rooms, but in here the only space suitable for a bed is an awkward alcove. Again, customising furniture, but this time a bed they already have could be the answer.
You could just use these wooden slats here,
Yeah.
cut them down a bit, pop them in, pop some legs off. Personally think that is the number 1 option for this room.
I do too.
Because it's not a great shaped room.
Clever decoration with paint and colour can create the illusion of a headboard, making the alcove look like a proper bed rather than a mattress squeezed into a space.
The whole point is to achieve the maximum floor space. So in both rooms, we're using the cumbersome space. So next door we're using the bulkhead space, popping the bed in there.
Yep.
And in this room we're using this space.
Yep.
It's going to look lovely.
Perfect. Yeah.
2 tricky rooms fixed, and Team Love It are full steam ahead.
The nights are drawing in and there's a chill wind in the air. And I think I can smell failure for Phil Spencer.
Don't be so sure, Kirsty. I'm not finished yet. I struck gold with the second house I showed them. But for my final offering, I'm taking them to see something much closer to home.
So we are going to look at a house in Holmer Green. Do you know that spot?
I like Holmer Green a lot, I have to say, because the last count it had 5 pubs in a very small village.
Yeah.
Phil wouldn't ever be at home.
Things are looking up already.
I'm only kidding, Phil, but I am pleased the location is a hit this time. It's a much more expensive area, so fingers crossed the house can achieve the same positive reaction.
I think this is a fairly unassuming house. It's very cool inside. It's a bungalow.
Yeah.
So if there had to be a compromise, not everyone loves a bungalow.
It wouldn't bother me.
I'm always the negative one for properties. It wouldn't be my first choice. Let's say it like that.
Well, appearances can be deceptive, so once Phil's inside, I hope he'll change his mind. This detached bungalow is slightly over budget at $725,000, but with the vendors open to offers, I think it could be a winner. It has 4 good-sized bedrooms, complete with a family bathroom and an ensuite. Then there's a snug living room and a huge open-plan kitchen-diner family room. As requested, it's closer than the last house and still over 40% bigger than their current home. The only potential hurdle is that unlike the first property, which had too many floors, this bungalow may have too few.
Once again, we've got a very big open space. Living room through there, but the kitchen, I think, is the particularly kind of glamorous part of the house.
It is, it's lovely.
What I thought of you guys is just how you are desperate to live in one big space.
Yeah.
You've definitely got the open plan, Phil, that we were after.
Without question. It just flows nicely.
And it's more than double the size of the kitchen diner they're creating at home.
As you can see, it's turnkey condition. So there's no DIY required by Mr. Phil.
Which is good.
That is good, that is good.
Could you deal without going up to bed?
That's what I'm not so sure about.
You're looking a bit dumbstruck, Carly.
It's not what I was expecting at all.
It's thrown you a list.
Yeah, it has.
It's understandable that they might need time to get their heads around single-floor living, but on paper, it does have everything they want.
Oh, it's a good-sized master.
Oh, it really is. It's nice.
Wow, lovely ensuite.
But one thing I've noticed, Carly, no door.
I'm not sure I'd be keen on there being no door when you have quality morning time, to be honest with you.
A good point well made, but nothing a sliding door wouldn't fix.
It's just beautifully finished. I'd really, really love it if we could have somewhere that's as nicely done as this.
I don't think it's enough for me to want to sell our house and move somewhere just to get a bigger bathroom.
It is nice, though.
Yeah, it is nice.
They both clearly like this home, but I'm not sure they can see past the fact it doesn't have stairs, which for Team Listed is a shame.
The house is amazing. It's so well, beautifully done. Would you agree? Yeah, in
it's
every
finished.
area.
It's finished
to
beautifully.
perfection. But
It's not for us.
I think we're just not bungalow people.
OK. My role here was really to try and demonstrate to you that should you choose to list yours and move, actually, the space that you need is achievable within the budget that you have in an area that you like. It's doable.
You've definitely done that, I think. I've fallen in love a little bit with property too, and now I know what's available to us. It's made me even more keen to be listing.
OK.
Let's leave it there. Get home and finish the works, and then Kirsty and I'll come back and see what you're going to do. But
Absolutely.
good luck with it. I hope you're in an informed place. Well, it's been quite a journey. We've certainly explored all the different potential compromises that they could make. But at the end of the day, I think Phil is coming round to the idea of listing. I feel that he has seen the light of the amount of space that they could enjoy somewhere else. So if I was a betting man, I might just bet on myself.
Ah, but Phil, with my transformation of their perfectly positioned home nearly finished, your chances of winning are getting slimmer by the day.
You know what I was up against the whole way through? Their school, the kids' school, was about 100 yards away.
So you were up
Kids.
against the fact that they were good parents who are dedicated to their family.
No, I was up against the fact that by pure chance, there happened to be a reasonable school at the end of their road.
Oh, yeah.
However, the house has its issues and challenges.
It really does have its issues and challenges, but I think we've dealt with a lot of them.
Well, all will be revealed.
But without that second bathroom, Kirsty, I think the ball is well and truly in Team Listit's court.
See what happens here.
Well, it doesn't look any different right now.
No, it
but
doesn't.
I think you are going to wonder where you are.
Can't be that complicated, can it?
Well,
You're not that creative.
It's good you opened the door because you were about to... A domestic was about to start.
Already?
Yes, I know.
Come on in.
Already.
We'll talk about that later, because right now it's time for you to be wowed. Where once stood a combination of 3 impractical rooms, including the tired, isolated kitchen, now stands a large, beautifully finished kitchen diner. By knocking down one wall and building another, as well as removing the old archway into the dining room, they have created a spacious, open-plan area for the whole family to cook, do homework, and be together.
Oh, Phil. Oh.
That's not what I was expecting. I love the fact that it's across the back and you can see the garden and you can spread out. I love it. You were being creative, weren't you?
Yeah,
You really were.
but it was really hard. Now it looks
like it's always been here.
It looks like it's always been here.
And Phil doesn't have to do too much DIY.
No,
thankfully.
It's all done. I've also discovered on a Sunday, if Carly's cooking here and I'm watching the football at this end, I feel like I'm helping now, whereas before I was out of sight.
Has it been working for you, the space, now?
Being able to be in the kitchen while the girls are doing their homework at the table or they're playing. I feel like I'm part of the family again now and involved, whereas before I was just a little bit out of it.
It's just become a real family kind of communal room, which just works and exactly what we wanted, exactly what we asked for, and exactly what you delivered.
Oh, I'm interested to see how small the living room is.
It's not small.
Oh, is it now? It's not.
It's adult space.
Yes.
Yeah, adult space.
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
You're going to be surprised, Phil, because with the addition of the new wall, Carly and Phil now have a cosy, good-sized living room that is a more chilled-out space for the family to relax in the evenings.
Well, this works, actually.
It really works. I'm just gonna... we're 4. Let's just sit down and just illustrate how it works.
And if you look, you can fit 3 children in the gaps between us.
It's really... And look, you can totally see the telly.
Yeah.
We don't feel squashed.
This is a lovely little
It's
room
a lovely
for
room.
us.
This is your space.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, as a couple, in the evenings, when everyone's in bed, you know, oof,
It's nice to have an
see if
adult
there's
zone.
anything decent on the telly.
Yes.
Unlikely.
Channel 4, 8 o'clock. Wednesday nights, you know, just saying.
Is that when Naked Attractions on?
Have they ever done a celebrity naked attraction?
Do you want to be on it?
No way.
Can we move on, please?
No way.
Yes, moving quickly on upstairs, which used to have the tricky issue of unequal-sized bedrooms, but no more. Cass's small, impractical bedroom, burdened by the large bulkhead, has now become the perfect bedroom for Lottie. By extending the wall into what was Lottie's room, they have created a much larger and practical space with a new window that isn't compromised. And the customised bed suggested by yours truly that only set them back £200 with a little help from the builders.
Oh, look at this. So basically the 3 of us are in the original room.
Yeah.
It's only Phil who's in the other room.
It was very much a box room, and now it's a proper single room. Everyone's happy?
Yeah.
Everyone's happy, especially Lottie loves this room.
Yeah.
I like it.
Been following a lot of advice from Team Love It.
But what's happened next door? And where's the bathroom?
Next door, you'll find Cass's brand new room, with another customised bed to fit the awkward space, and no old masking tape in sight, giving each of the girls the fairly sized rooms they'd always dreamed of.
So, Phil, this room was a little chopped up.
Yeah, I can see, but it's okay.
It's fine.
It was probably more than generous before, but actually, Cass is your smallest, and this is
Yeah,
perfectly workable.
yeah.
And by being creative with the furniture, such as trimming the headboard off the bed, Cassie now has a full-size single fitted perfectly into the recess. But there's still a tiny bathroom-shaped elephant in the room.
I know you didn't get planning permission for the door.
We got a kind of planning permission, but not to what we wanted.
So you are stuck with the single bathroom that you had at the beginning that was the real issue.
Yeah.
I think we've made the house perfect for our exact requirements.
Hang on. The house only has one bathroom, and right at the beginning, we must have another bathroom.
Aside from the bathroom issue, which is valid.
We can't just decide the bathroom issue. It was a major
I
issue.
have one question I want to ask Carly. There was a genuine deep down concern about the bedrooms and that none of the girls should feel that they were somehow less or had a lesser bedroom. Has this been resolved?
This has definitely been resolved. The fact that we've moved that wall, I'm so much happier now that all of them are more equal, and that's really important to me.
Fantastic. Now you can bang on about the bathroom. Should we go and have a cup of coffee?
Coffee time. Decision time.
So, everyone's happy with their bedrooms.
They definitely are.
This is a sensational room. The sitting room is lovely. You've basically redecorated the whole house.
Pretty much, yes.
And spent £49,000.
Quite a lot of money.
Quite a lot of money.
But actually, you guys are still smiling, and actually, it seems to have been quite smooth.
So he's about to ask you, do you fancy doing it again?
We've talked about the lack of the bathroom, and it hasn't been resolved this time. And in order to resolve it, it is another building project. It is reapplying for planning permission. It probably is moving out again, and all of the stress and upheaval that you've just been through. I am just thinking further forward. Can this house cope with the family as it grows? And I'm not so sure it can. Be that as it may, let's just have a little moment to think about the search and what we looked at. Because that second house
Where was it?
nailed the size and the layout. It was 100% bigger than this house.
Where was it?
It was a little bit out of area, but it was only just on the other side, wasn't it?
The other side? What, of the Welsh border?
You found the house of my dreams.
Yeah, the dream forever home. But it wasn't the dream forever location.
But was I able to demonstrate to you that in budget, it is possible to get the space and the layout that you need in the area?
Yeah, I think you opened my eyes to the possibilities, and you did a great job. Found some amazing properties.
Yeah, that was what I was really interested in hearing. Yeah. But over to you now.
Could only fish for so long.
We got there eventually.
So now that we've made sure that Phil's ego is okay, are you going to love it?
Or list it.
We have decided.
We are going to love it. When you first came, it was just a house, and now we've actually turned it into a home, and I love it. I really, really do genuinely love it.
I love it. It's now become a proper family home, and everyone's happy. So
Everyone's happy.
Mission accomplished. Well done.
Thank you both.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah.
We've enjoyed it.
Kirsty's input on the bedroom situation, the ideas for the beds and the dressing of the rooms and everything. I don't think we ever would have come up without her.
I am surprised that I've ended up loving it, but I think the rooms that have been changed have been done so fantastically that I'd have been crazy to have not wanted to have stayed here. It's just so lovely now.
Phil, I think you were very good about that because I would have thought if I were you that was going to be a list it.
On the way this morning, I thought they're going to list it. But actually, once I looked around the house and saw what they'd done to it with your help, they've made the right decision to stay.
Here's to making people happy. Oh, and that is spicy.
Put hairs on your chest?
No, there's enough hairs on your chest. I don't need any hairs on my chest.
I wish I had a few more on my head.
Oh, bless. Making people happy.
It's 3-2 to me, and next time we're using every tactic in the book.
You're trying your Jedi mind tricks on me, Phil, and they won't work.
You've come up with ideas that I hadn't thought about at all.
But will it all pay off in the end?
I'm getting a little worried.